Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Gursahaj Kohli and I was an automation intern at Vector Institute with the academic partnerships team. So today I'm going to present my work on scraping the website data using automation techniques for Vector Institute. So the table of contents for today's discussion would be: first, I'll be discussing the problem statement I was dealing with, then why we needed to automate the processes, what were the procedures that were adopted for automation, what were the benefits that we got when we automated the things that we wanted, and I'll just show you how all this was done with a simple example. So basically, job scraping is one of the most tedious tasks when it comes to noting the information from a particular job posting on the respective portal. It's not only time consuming, but also is a repetitive task that needs to be done every week for all the companies to maintain the record in order to add or remove the job from the job board. During my internship, I focused on automating the process in order to reduce this manual load and automate all the things. So it's like on the talent vector, talent hub, there are different jobs and different companies that are associated with vectors. So we have to post the jobs. Now, there are two tasks basically. One is that all the new jobs that appear on the particular companies, they need to be added onto the job portal, as well as all those jobs that have been like they have been expired, the time limit to apply for them have been crossed, they have to be removed. So this is a continuous process that needs to be done each and every time. So imagine that if big companies like RBC, BMO, and these have like a large number of postings, and then doing all the posting and each posting one by one, having the description and like getting all the information from their website to the job board and then publishing the jobs once it gets drafted, this takes a lot of time. So in order to reduce this time, the automation was the best thing that could be done in order to solve this problem. So that is why these processes get automated. So by this, like all the jobs, all the companies that we are associated with, vector is associated with, we'll simply just go and get the data and use the XML imports in order to get the data we actually wanted. But again, then using these simple automation techniques weren't that helpful because there were different companies, they were belonging to different domains. So basically there are different domains of websites. So one is, we can say that there's a class of websites that are easy to scrape, so let's keep them in scrapable websites. Whereas there are other websites like Workday, like all those companies that have their job posting portal on Workday. Then they have one Bamboo HR, and finally they have their own portals. Like Thales is one of example that has its own website portal for posting the jobs. So these are not that easy to scrape, because as soon as we try and get the in source code and try to get the tags that we actually want that specify the particular positions into the website, we are not able to do so. So in order to solve this, and in order to keep a balance between the scrapable and non-scrapable websites, this project there were two projects that were built to combat this. So one was based using a Scrapy. So there were splash containers that helped in just like removing the private mode of the websites and to get the source code for the websites. Then we were directly using Scrapy in order to get the particular tags and the particular information for all the websites. And we'll say that, okay, this is the job location and this is the job title, this is the description. We just simply have to make our program to crawl on the particular website, and at the end we'll be getting the information that we actually wanted. On the other hand, there is another class of website that was not scrapable. The reason is because either they were on a different platform, and sometimes they had their own dynamic URLs. So by dynamic URLs, I mean that even if we made the selections onto the website, say if we wanted to say that, okay, we need the jobs that are in Canada, then they are in the particular domain, say related to machine learning and AI. So we need to make the selections. So selections were made real time, but they weren't appearing anywhere onto the URL. So it's like as soon as we got a new generated URL on selecting the buttons, either the URL didn't change, or even if it changed and then we later on refer to the same URL, none of the selections were actually present. So using using Selenium, what we did was, what I did was I had to make all the selections real time, and then like all the results that we there was a large set of results that was containing like all the jobs. Then that's the results that we actually wanted for the jobs that are in Canada and in Ontario, and the particular domain that we want, that's basically machine learning and AI. So those were segregated, and then we could easily get the links. So it was a bit tedious task, but yeah, if it gets done by the system, then it's just automated once. So there were four main functions that was required to divide this automation process. So first, the instances were set up using GitHub Actions. Then we ran the Scrapy and Splash containers to scrape all those websites that were easily scrapable. Then for those websites that were not scrapable, we used Selenium to make the respective selections that we wanted. And as soon as the selections were made, now we got the subset of the subset of the results of the job results that we actually wanted to scrape. And finally, both of these websites, so the scrapable websites as well as the non-scrapable websites with Bamboo HR websites as well as Workday websites, their XML was generated, which help in generating like the job inputs. So benefits of automating these things were, first, obviously the load was reduced. So now it was like, since it was automated and it was it is still running, it's automated and it's scheduled. So this program is made to run every Monday and Thursday around 1 a.m. and it runs automatically. It removes all the jobs that are not present onto the portal anymore, and then adds the new jobs as and when they're required. So all the process happens automatically and without any human intervention. And as soon as, say, we wake up on Monday and Thursday, we get new generated XMLs that have new postings, and all the expired postings get removed automatically. So yeah, it's again automatically by way of weekly fetching. The jobs from all the associated companies get fetched every Monday and Thursday. Then the third benefit is that automatic job updations. So basically, all those jobs that have been, that may have slight changes, or like there are sometimes some things that they're like, for in the job description, the company also updates it maybe after a few days, but the job title remains the same. So those changes also get incorporated, and it's not like if once, the title or URL is like attained, then it remains the same. It keeps on changing dynamically as per the website, from which we scrape changes it. It's easy to add more companies. So now the thing is that the structure and the project is made. Now if there are more and more companies that get associated with vectors, so we just have to make a small, maybe 5-6 line of config file that specifies that what part of the website gives us what information that we actually want. And then the program that we have made will also run the new file that we wanted. Like recently a few companies got added after the project was completed. So I just made, like, gave 5-10 minutes or so for each of the file to make, and yeah, the scraper was easily able to scrape all the websites and all the new added websites as well. So it's pretty dynamic in the sense that even if new companies get added, this it doesn't depend on what structure is it. It is based on, yeah, it will only depend whether it's, it does it fall into the scrapable part or into the non-scrapable domain, and then we can write the details accordingly, and then it will be running successfully. And finally, yeah, the static and dynamic URLs are easily handled by the project. So static URLs get handled by Scrapy, where they directly access the tags and get the values. Whereas when it comes to dynamic URLs, then we have to make the selections real time. So yeah, the project makes the selections on its own, and finally it gives us what we actually want. So this is just an example of how the thing looks like. So using GitHub Actions, now the project is present onto the server, and it's not being controlled locally anywhere. So first a metric is prepared. So this happens, you can see it's written like scraper.yml on schedule. So the schedule is that it will take place every Monday and Thursday. So this like as per the schedule, first a matrix is prepared, then all the 37 jobs here. Jobs basically is not the job, rather it's the work. So all the 37 companies, their scraping is performed over here, and finally we filter and merge, so that if there is a job posting that's beyond Canada, or if there is something that we do not want, we can simply just remove it, and then we get the results that we actually wanted. So this happens when we have the scrapable, we have the websites that are scrapable. I'm not able to load the video over here, but when we use Selenium, so it's like very nice to see, but I don't know why it's not loading. But the selections automatically are selected as we tell the program that okay, these are the particular buttons that we actually want before we actually scrape the links. So we just specify the buttons and we just say that just run it automatically. And we make this config file though for those websites that can you be that have dynamic URLs, and it selects these selections. And finally, from a large domain of jobs, a handful of jobs are left that are actually what we actually want. So basically the domain which we are targeting for. So after this, the program simply converts it into an XML and posts it into a publicly accessible URL. So this publicly accessible URL basically has different fields like what is the company name, what is the description, what's the logo, what's the reference, how the URL can be accessed, and then if it is remote or not. So obviously, if the location is given and if they specified that it's remote, then it automatically detects that okay, it's remote, or maybe it's like not remote. So it'll return true or false, a Boolean value. Then it'll tell the title for like for what company, like what's the title, what's the job role. And finally we'll be having the URL that will redirect us to the particular job posting. So as soon as we have this information, this directly goes to the talent hub. So it looks like this. So this is the region where this apply button refers to the URL, this logo refers to like it will directly hyperlink to the website we want. This is the description that we wanted. This is the location where the job posting is present for, and then we have the job title over here. So this gets like till the time the job gets drafted, now everything is totally automatic using the automated software that I've made. So it's like we just have to write the config file, and not every time. So once the config file has been made for a particular website, for that particular website, for the particular company, the work is done. And like every Monday and Thursday we'll be having new jobs onto the job board without any human intervention, and everything will be done automatically. So this is up for my project, and if there are any questions, please feel to reach out anytime. Thank you.